So today in this session, we will discuss upon how to use JDBC and make connection with database, interact with database, and do a CRUD operation with database. Okay, yesterday we saw just a quick recap on yesterday's things. We saw how to download and install MySQL and how to do some CRUD operations, how to write SQL queries and run that SQL queries, how to create tables, how to create database inside MySQL DBMS. So everything we saw first thing, and next thing what we saw is what is JDBC and how can we use that JDBC to interact with database management system from our Java code, and for different kinds of JDBC drivers. Okay, so we discussed upon that, and then what are all the 4 different types of JDBC drivers? Can anyone tell?
Type 1, type 2, type 3.
Type 4, exactly.
Type 4.
Yeah. What is type 1? Why do we, what is the another name for type 1?
Bridge.
Bridge, yes. So what does it do? It communicates to another driver, which is the oldest driver, for example, ODBC, and that driver will communicate with database, and that will exchange the data between our Java code and database. Okay, what are the only merit is that it is a legacy thing. It is a very old technology, ODBC. So to support that, and it can talk to only those databases which ODBC was talking to. And demerit is it is very slow because it has to talk to ODBC, then ODBC has to talk to database and then communicate back to our Java code. Then comes type 2. What is the another name for type 2? JDBC
Native.
driver. Native, correct. So what is the when do we use it, or how do we use it? In type 2 native JDBC driver, it makes direct native function calls to the database. What is the merit?
Time complexity.
Faster.
Super fast. Okay, and demerit is
Platform dependent.
Platform dependent and also database specific. Okay, so this is the demerit of type 2 database, type 2 JDBC driver. Then what is the type 3? What is the another name for type 3?
Middleware.
Middleware. So we have to get some middleware, and our Java code will talk to middleware, and then middleware will talk to database, and it will exchange the data between our Java code and database with a middleware. And middleware is proprietary. Middleware is sometimes costly. We have to purchase license to use those middlewares. So that is one demerit. It depends for what to do. Just a minute, right? It depends on how it is working. If it works asynchronously, middleware, then it works faster. If it works synchronously, then it will be slower. So we cannot decide how middleware works. Our communication with database is dependent on the speed and implementation of middleware software. Okay, then what is the type 4 database? What is the another name for type 4 database?
Pure Java.
Pure Java, thin Java layer. Sorry, I asked for database. It's JDBC driver. Okay, so pure Java JDBC driver. What is the merit? What is the merit? How does it interact with database? Hello? It is
Native function call.
Yeah, not only native function calls, it also do Java function calls also. These function calls depend on the programming language that is written inside DBMS. Okay, what kind of programming language it has? It is written inside DBMS so that when a query goes to DBMS, how it processes that query. Okay, if it is written in Java itself, then no need to worry, it can make Java function calls itself. So it directly communicates with the database with making native function calls or Java function calls depending on the DBMS that we are using. And what is the only demerit of this?
Database specific.
Yeah, database specific. We have to download that particular jar file for that particular database. For MySQL, you get MySQL Java JDBC driver. For HSQL, you will get HSQL JDBC driver. It is database specific, but it is platform independent. If this is also a Java code, wherever JVM is there, it can run in all those JVM without any platform dependency. Okay, so these are the four important four important questions for interviewers who interview on JDBC. Okay, cool. Then today we will see how to use JDBC connection or how to establish JDBC connection with a database and do a CRUD operation with the database. Okay. Any doubts, any questions? Okay, cool.
No, sir.
So let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So to establish connection and communicate with database, we have to follow these steps. Okay, these are very much fixed steps. There is no change in these steps. If we just follow these steps, we can establish connection and communicate with database, retrieve data, update data, delete data, anything that we want to do, that we can do. Okay, so first thing is we have to create a Java project. We have to use Eclipse, guys, no other options, because VS Code doesn't allow you to create a Java project and add something to the build path, some reference libraries like that. So we have to use Eclipse. So first thing is we have to create a Java project, and next main thing is we have to have a database management system installed. For example, I have installed MySQL in my local system with known proper credentials. We should be knowing proper credentials like username, password, and database URL. Okay. Then we have to add the appropriate JDBC driver to the build path. Where do we get this driver from? We have to get this driver from internet. Okay, if we are using MySQL, we will use MySQL driver, which is also called as MySQL JDBC connector or Java connector. If we use HSQL, we have to use HSQL driver. We use Postgres, then we have to use Postgres SQL driver. Okay. For each and every database, that's why we are going to use type 4 JDBC driver itself. We are not going to use type 1, type 2, type 3. Okay. So we have to add appropriate JDBC driver to the build path of the driver. I will show you how to add the JDBC driver. Driver is nothing but jar file which consists of a number of Java classes and Java code. Okay, number of Java code which is either compiled .class file or .java file. Okay, then we have to load that driver using class.forName and a fully qualified class name for that driver which is present in that jar file. I will show even this, where is it present and what is the fully qualified class name for that. Then we have to establish connection with database using connection class of JDBC. Okay, as I told, we have to import java.sql package where number of classes are defined to establish connection and get the driver manager, result set, and create statements. For multiple things, we have to import everything from java.sql package. Okay, JDBC is a library which is, as collection is a library which is provided by java.util package. JDBC is also a library which is provided to us by java.sql package and another package I told about, which is that, if you remember. Do you remember which is the another package that allows provides this JDBC functionality? Hello? Java x.sql. Okay, these are the two packages of Java that provides the functionality of JDBC connection. One is java.sql, another is java x.sql. Java.sql is used with core Java, but java x.sql is used with enterprise edition or used to create web application. When we have a web application, we do not use java.sql, we use java x.sql. Okay, so then we have to create a statement object using our connection object dot create statement method. Then we will create SQL queries as normal Java strings and execute the query either by using execute query or execute update methods over the statement object. Okay, then we have to close the resources. These are the fixed 9 steps that we have to follow to establish connection with a database management system, do communication with the database management system, and close the connection with database management system. Any doubts here in these steps? I will explain these things in detail now.
So when you're using, when you're integrating the front end with Spring Boot or Hibernate, you'll be using Java x.sql package.
Yeah.
Okay,
But we do not use JDBC only. We will use something called as JPA or Hibernate.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So you can think like this. You have your DBMS and the core or CRUD language to interact with the DBMS is SQL. Okay. But to make Java code to interact with our DBMS, we write SQL as string and we have a JDBC covering over that string and execute that query. JPA is something called as Java Persistency API, which is another wrapper over JDBC, which is more sophisticated. Here, at least we have to write some queries like this, but JPA and Hibernate will provide you some methods. Okay, like you want to add the statement, insert some data into database. You need not write insert into command. Okay, you just call a method add. Okay, that will inherently it will create this insert into command and then interact with database. Okay, upon this JPA we have Hibernate, which is also a very powerful framework to interact with our database management system. Okay.
Clear, sir.
Okay, cool. So as I told, we have to we will create one more this thing itself. Okay, one more project we will create, and I will show how to do all these things step by step. First, we will create a Java project. Okay, file new, sorry, project. So it's a Java project. Next, I give as com dot uttara dot employee. Yesterday we created an employee table, so I will create a project called employee dot management. Okay, so we will use all other default thing and we'll say finish. Okay. Then we have a database management system with known proper credentials. Excuse me. So where is our database management system? It's here. MySQL. Okay, I have this. Okay. So I have this employee database or schema here with proper credentials known. Then first step is done. We created a employee management project, and second step is also done. We have a database management system installed with known proper credentials. And third one, we have to add appropriate JDBC driver to the build path of the driver. Okay. How many of you installed MySQL and tested those queries yesterday? Okay, could you get that connector also?
No, sir, I just got the some query and it's
Did not get the
No,
connector.
sir.
Okay,
We'll get this.
then you have to download it separately. Okay, or you run that you run that exe file, that installer file again, and you give add. Then you get an option called connector. You can try that, or you can download that. Okay. If you download it separately, you get a jar file. You can add it to this particular project. How to add it? See, now we have JRE system library source, but I need to add another. I'll go to build path. Okay, observe carefully. I left click and go to build path until configure build path. Okay, here for external libraries, for this in this library tab, for class path, I click on this and I tell add external jars. Okay. So here I have how to show you. It is I will show you where it is present. Here I have MySQL connector J 8.2.0. I select this and I tell open. Okay, this is how we add the jar file, the driver, to our project, to our Java code. Okay, This takes care of connection with MySQL database. Okay.
Sir,
So-
question. Can you show
Yeah.
me the path of where the connector is located in the file system, sir?
Yeah, I will show you that. I will show you. So I will tell apply and close. Okay. Now you see another reference library folder is created, and in this you can get MySQL jar is added. If you expand this, okay, you have so many packages which contains Java code. Okay, here you have one main class which is in MySQL cj com.mysql.cj.jdbc. You have driver class. Okay, this class manages the driver for you to connect with the MySQL data. Everything is there. We need not worry about these things. It will work internally as it is required. Okay, this is how we add the appropriate JDBC driver to the build path of our project. Okay, of the project. So I will show you where it is present. It is actually present in C drive, program files x86. Okay, here if you download it along with MySQL workbench and all, it will present in this not in program, just program files, but in this program files x86. Okay, then here you get MySQL, here you have connector, and this is the jar file, executable jar file. This is what we have added there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So we go back there. Okay. So now in source, we will create one class. So we create new, we create class. Okay. Test JDBC employee. Okay. So we need a main method, and that's it. Okay. Then what is the next step? So we have to load the driver. So we have added driver to the build path, but we have to load that driver. How do we do that is we will use class.forName and give the fully qualified class name for that user. Okay. So for that driver, sorry. So where is our driver present? Our driver class is present in com.mysql.cj.jdbc that I showed you. We have to load that class in order to get access to the driver. Okay. So how do we do that? We do that by using class.forName. It loads that class object to the heap so that driver is loaded to our project. Adding JDBC driver to the build path is the first thing. Then we have to load that using class.forName method so that it loads the driver class to our project. Okay. Then we have to establish connection. So I will just do that here. Okay. So we will load the class. So this throws an exception. We have to add it inside try catch B. Okay, then save it. Then
So one doubt. So in
Yeah.
line 32, how do you know that the fully qualified class name is com.mysql.cj. All those things?
yeah, I showed you, right? See, come here. So you see, where is the driver class is present? It is present in this com.mysql.cj.jdbc. Inside this package, our driver class is present. This is
Okay,
the
sir.
class.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So, okay, cool. Then this is how we load the driver class to our project. Then we have to create the connection object like this. So we will create connection object and assign it to null so that we can use that connection object reference inside finally block to close the connection. So here we come. Okay. Then why this error? Sometimes this Eclipse. Not good. Yeah. Okay, let's see what happens. So then we are importing connection. We have created connection. Let's see. con dot. Then we have to establish the connection using this driver manager dot get connection. Okay, so driver manager is accessed in this using this driver because it is loaded. Okay, so we'll copy this line. I did not. Then here is like that. Run JDBC. Module dependencies. Let me close Eclipse once and see. Sometimes it shows exception with exception class also. Multi-threading behaves abruptly. A bit time. So we have we knew how to add the driver to the build path, we will go and right click on the project, go to build path, configure build path, and in libraries, for class path, you have to select, no, error is not going. Clean. Not okay. Build out. Why is it showing error for SQL? That's why I don't like to use Eclipse. Project, clean. Okay. C, so this plus C, Control V. How to do that? Okay, let's see. Okay, so it's okay. No, it's not going. Some Eclipse issue. Okay, let's Google this. No, it's working fine here, right? It's not giving any error in this class, in this project. Why it should give error there? Okay, we will test it here. It's some Eclipse issue. It's not taking SQL class for this project. It's not considered SQL class for this project. It's JDK20 only here. And this is JDK20. Let me, I'll show here itself. I'll just try it once again. I'll close it again and reopen it. Okay. Refresh. Sorry, I'm taking some time of you. There you go. Now, okay, I'll show in this class itself. Not worry about that. So we come to know how to add the appropriate JDBC driver to the build path of the project and load the driver using class.forName and fully qualified class name for driver. Then using driver manager, we have to establish connection which will be stored in connection object. Okay. So how do we do that? Driver manager dot get connection. We have to pass JDBC URL, username and password. JDBC URL contains three parts mainly. One is the domain of that particular DBMS. Here it is JDBC :MySQL : and the port number of that server, your MySQL, in which port it is running. So you have to give the port number. If it is in the local server, it will be like localhost 3306 generally. Otherwise, if it is running in some cloud or another machine, we have to give the IP address here. Okay, port number, IP address with port number. Then we have the student instance. Okay, which is the schema here. Okay, here we have the student schema. It points to this schema in this database management system. Okay, so then we have username and password for that particular database management system. Then we have created connection object and statement object. So we have loaded the class, established the connection using driver manager class, and we have to, next step is we have to create the statement using connection object. How do we do that? We create statement object and store it in statement reference, but we cannot create, we can call. You can see these are all which single, sorry, I gave out the answer partly. Which design pattern they have implemented? Create statement, get connection. Are we creating the connection object? Are we creating the statement object? What are we doing? We are asking for get connection. We are asking for my sister's son is here. So we are asking driver manager get connection method to get the connection object. We are asking connection object dot create statement to get the statement object. So we have, they have implemented this singleton design pattern. We have discussed this. This singleton design pattern mainly used to maintain the database, maintain the connectivity with database, so that we will have only one object for statement, one object for connection. Okay, so this is just a side note. Then we have the insert query. Insert into student, column name, name, age, and values. Rama is already inserted. I will give Lakshmana. Okay, so we have to insert this. Then we will select after inserting the query, we have after writing this insert query as a Java string, we have to execute this insert query using a method called execute update, which is present in statement class. We will call that method on statement object and pass that insert query. Okay, there are two methods to execute the queries. One is execute update and another is execute query. Execute update means we have to use this method only for inserting, deleting and updating, but not for selecting from the table. Okay, to select we have to use execute query method, because select query returns a result set, but this insert query, update query and delete query will not return any result set. It will return rows affected. Okay, that is why we have to use execute update. Then so we will comment this out and we will check how it is reflecting in our database. Save. First, we will see connection of object that is created, and we have to see rows affected. Then we will see select query, the result set that is returned from the database that is printed in our console. So I'll run this, run as Java application. So you can see Lakshmana got inserted to our database. We'll go to our database and check. I'll tell select star from student, execute this. Okay, we have to select this and tell select star from student. You see Lakshmana got inserted. We will change this. We will change this to Bharata. Then see what happens. So we save it. Age is 25. Save it and run it. You see, Bharata, after Lakshmana, Bharata got inserted. This is how we write insert query or into the database. Then we have select query. We have selected from the student, and that select query, which is executed using execute query method of statement class, returns a result set, and that result set we are printing. Okay, then I will update a string. Okay, so it's not ID. Set name equal to what? Hari, where we do not have ID field in student table, where name equal to what? Lakshmana. Okay, we save it and we have to see row affected too. I will print this. Control C, Control V. Sorry. Row affected after update. We save this, we run this. Hit 0, Why? Update student, set name equal to Laksh. Oh, spelling mistake. Okay. So, like this, save and run. You see, rows affected after update is 1. So we are not printing the data after the updation. We can do that using this select query. We'll do that and print it here again, so that it will reflect whatever the updation that has taken. Okay, cool. Select query result. I will not do this. I will do results at 1, and I will do results at 1, 1, 1. So that is it. Where is the error? So now I run this. So you see, instead of Lakshmana, it has changed to Hari. You are seeing Hari only because in the last run only it was changed to Hari. So that is why the rows affected is after update is 0. We can change Hari to Lakshmana again. Okay. So I will cut this. Ramu has to save and run. You see where Hari was there, now Ramu is there. So this is how the update query works. It returns this execute update function returns the rows affected integer value, but execute query returns a result set. We can use execute query only with select statement, and we can use execute update only with insert, update and delete, not with select. If we use with select, it will rise to SQL exception because it will not return any result set. Okay, update, delete, insert will not return any result set from the database itself. So it will not. Even here you can see when you do select, you get a result set. Okay, but when you do insert, update and those things, you get a rows affected thing. So you see when I tell insert Mohan, insert Mohan. Okay, if I run this command, you see insert into student and gives one row affected, but for select query it tells 7 rows returned. Okay, this is what happens when you do select query in database management system itself, and when you do insert or update or delete query, only rows get affected, it will not return anything. But when you tell select, it returns rows. Okay, that is why you have to use execute query to do select query, and execute update to do insert, update and delete operation. Okay, and we have the delete query. We can delete something. We delete from student, where name equal to Ramu. Okay, then we will run this. Ramu should be inside single quote. That's why that error. Okay. Now to get it reflected, we have to print it again. So Control C, Control V, result set 2, result set 2, result set 2, 2, save and tell. So Ramu is already deleted. I tell Rama. Deleting. We will run this. So you see, after deleting Rama, there is no name called Rama. Earlier there was Rama, and now there is, after deleting Rama, there is no Rama. So this is how we will establish connection. I do not know, guys. It's really surprising why this error is coming, because same java.sql connection is imported here, and same kind of driver manager I am using. I just copied and pasted there. I do not know why this is happening. This is really surprising. Java dot is it an interface? No, it is not an interface. It is a class. Let me see. So connection. Okay, public interface connection. So same thing I'm importing, but it's not working. If you find the same problem, let me know. Okay, I will find the solution. Driver manager java.sql. Okay, still it's not working. Let's see.
Sir, in
What-
line 10, database
What?
it's employee in line number 10.
Line number 10. Yeah, it should be employee. That doesn't matter. That should not make any difference, but we are getting this Eclipse. This is some problem with Eclipse, guys. You see, it's not taking java.sql connection class, connection interface and driver manager class. Let's try this. Okay. Error vanished. An exception. Oh, thank God. Let me run that. Oh, it's working now. Okay, cool. Shall we do the CRUD operation for this?
So what did you
Yes,
do
sir.
to make the error go so? You were too fast for
God
me to
knows.
see.
God knows. I do not know. How can I bring that error back? I do not know why did that error occur.
No issues.
Okay. So we'll quickly do a CRUD operation on this. So we have connection, we have driver, driver got loaded. Okay. Driver got loaded. We have the JDBC URL, we have username, we have password, and we have loaded the driver using class.forName. And we have established connection using driver manager dot get connection by passing JDBC URL, username, and password. Then we have to create statement. Okay, we'll create statement, Control C, Control V. Okay, for that we have to statement equal to null. Java.sql. Okay, save this. So paste. Then we have to insert. So Control C, Control V. So string insert query, insert into not student but to employee. So we had created ID, name, and age, and ID is 1 and name let it keep ABC. Okay, age 25 is okay. Then we have statement, Control C, Control V, execute insert query. After inserting, we have to print. We have to get all data from the table. How do we get all data from table? By doing select statement. Okay, we will write a select query and execute using execute query method and loop it, and that execute query method will return a result set. We will loop it through that result set and print the result one by one. Okay, so it is statement dot execute query, then we have to print column 1, column 2. Column 1 is ID actually. String column 1 equal to result set dot, what is that? Get, I think get int ID. Okay, there is no get int. Okay. So this is column 1, this is column 2, this is column 3. We have column 1, have column 2, and we have column 3. Okay. Save. So we will run this. What happened? Table employee doesn't exist. Okay, what is the table name? We have created tables in it is not employee, it is EMP. So we will close this. This is just EMP. And this is EMP. Now now we run it. Okay, it is not just ID. What is that? So we will select it and select star from EMP. It is EMP ID, EMP name, and EMP age. So it will not give proper answer if you do not give proper exact column name. Okay, EMP ID. This is EMP name, and this is EMP age. And even here it is EMP ID, EMP name, and EMP age. So we save it and run it. So see, it is Ramu, Somu, Shamu that we added yesterday, and now we added it as one, values 1, name ABC, age 25. So this is how we insert and we select from the table. How do we update? So to update, we'll copy this, update query, copy all these things. It is HTML. So we save it. Update student, set name, update not student, update EMP, set name equal to Ramu, where name is ABC. So save it and run. Unknown column name. Okay. So it is not name, it is EMP name. It is EMP name. And that is ABC. So now we run it. Okay. So see the same thing. So not that while loop, we should have this while loop. It is not name, it is not age, it is EMP name. And
Set name.
and
Set EMP name.
correct. Set EMP name to Ramu, where EMP name equal to ABC. Okay. So we will run it. Proceed. So syntax error. See. Result set closed. Where did we close the result set? "46". It is not result set, it is result set 1. Result set 1. Result set 1. It is result set 1. Now we will run. So you see, so many times ABC got added and it is all changed to Ramu. Okay. So at last time it is also changed to Ramu. So this is how update query works, and we will delete query. Okay. We will delete the query, delete an entry from the table using delete query. So delete from employee, where EMP name is Ramu. Okay. It is statement statement, save, and I'm doing everything here, guys, but please follow best practices. Create more and more methods to do these queries. Okay, don't code everything in one method itself. Okay, so save it. It is result set 2, result set 2, 2. So run it. Result set 2 is already there. Okay, why it is needed? Save, run. So all the Ramus are deleted. What is present is only Somo and Sham. So the same thing will reflect here. So go to file, local instance. Where did it come here? Select star from EMP. So only Somo and Sham are present in database. Any doubts in doing or establishing connection and doing CRUD operation? Hello?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
When
You
we
all get?
execute this, we'll get to know.
Yeah. So any doubts, any questions, any problems that you face, you can always feel free to ask me. I will try to help you. And one more thing, if you have completed project, first thing you have to complete project using file IO, file system as your database. If you have completed your project, now your task is to integrate your project with database, same logic, but you have to create the database, and instead of storing your task, instead of managing task using file system of your local system, you have to use database management system. Okay, so try it. So there is one more topic that is pending. We'll talk about it. We can create statement in a different way, like callable statement and prepared statement are there. If we complete that, we'll complete JDBC discussion, and from next week we can start with Spring Boot. Okay. So by the time, please complete the project at least and have a hands-on handling with DBMS. Okay, cool. Any questions, any doubts?
Sir, have you tried integrating using JDBC with other DBMS like Postgres or SQL Server?
No, I have done with HSQL. We used to use HSQL, but it is so lightweight and that workbench and all, it's not there as we have in MySQL. We have this beautiful workbench, right? For HSQL, it is not there. So I started using MySQL. There we can connect with all the database management system using same using same procedure. Okay, you should have the credentials for that particular database. You should have database server URL. You should have username, password. Then you should have that driver jar file which is plugged into your build path, and that you have to load that build driver class to your class. Sorry. Then you establish connection using driver manager and passing through that, your JDBC URL and username and password, and then create statement. Same procedures you got to follow.
Yes, sir.
Any other question?
So will you upload yesterday's into this video?
Yeah, I'm a bit busy. I will upload it. I will upload it to my YouTube channel. You can get it.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.